podcast, I have a We Are the They member, a good friend of mine, the man that did my Zen garden, but also the guy that was hired to pave over Charlie Kirk's scene. So we got a very fascinating human being, Mr. Dan Merrill. Dude, good to have you on the show.
Yeah, thanks, brother.
Let's just kind of cover this Charlie Kirk stuff first.
Okay.
And then I want to kind of get into more of your story and some other stuff like that. One of the reasons I wanted to have you on the podcast, I mean, it's just fascinating. That was probably one of the 3 or 4 most impactful moments of our lives as far as, you know, a national event goes. And you got thrust right into the middle of it.
Yeah.
So what exactly was your role? What happened? How did that all come about for you to be the person they called? I mean, I think, you know, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on, you haven't really told your story, but you've been getting a lot of like threats and people that think you're part of the conspiracy. And I just wanted to kind of really get into how that all happened for you.
Sure. Well, so interestingly enough, I came and met with you about your Zen garden. That was right when it happened. I was on my way back to my shop in Provo, and I saw 6 different precincts flying past me in the commuter lane.
Charlie Kirk's parents just made a dramatic move in court, and it completely changed the public picture of a united family. In an emergency court order, they had Erika Kirk removed as guardian of Charlie's young daughter, the child he left behind. What many people believed was a grieving widow protecting her husband's legacy suddenly raised serious new questions. While Erika quickly stepped into a leadership role, made public appearances, and took on major responsibilities within the organization, Charlie's parents were reportedly working behind the scenes to protect what they believed was their granddaughter's best future. Once the court ruling became public, the family's private disagreement was suddenly out in the open, and many people started asking one big question. What did Charlie's own parents believe that led them to ask the court to remove Erika as guardian?
But notice how when he was murdered, they didn't go and grab a constitution. They grabbed a Bible. And once you get that Bible in your hands, the Constitution makes way more sense.
Thank you.
A December court ruling temporarily granted custody to Charlie's parents, with the court considering concerns about the child's well-being, while Erika managed the demanding responsibilities of leading Turning Point USA. The tension appeared to be building long before the court became involved. At the memorial, Charlie's parents sat quietly, showing the deep grief of losing a loved one. His sister, Erika Kirk, also drew attention from many viewers. Photos and videos from the service led some people to believe she looked uncomfortable while looking toward Erika, making it seem as though the family's emotions were difficult to hide. While Erika continued making public appearances and handling organizational responsibilities, other members of the family appeared to remain focused on their private grief.
I like to be useful, you know, where I can be help, you know. So I texted the guy, I said, look, I don't work on Sundays. My guys don't work on Sundays. You know, I'm happy to call you on Monday. What's a paver emergency? So he sends me pictures of right where Charlie was murdered. And he says, we need to put pavers in this place. So I called him, and the guy seemed like a genuine good dude. He says, you know, look, we don't have a whole lot of answers. We're told by, you know, people above us that we've got to put pavers in, you know, today and tomorrow. It needs to be in by Monday. And we've never done pavers. We've never installed them. And we want to make sure we do it right. And he says, would you come help? I said, 100%. So I went and got my I got my trailer. I started calling my guys, and none of my guys answered. And so I started calling my other guys, you know, my brothers. And then I called another, you know, so I put together this ragtag team.
That contrast became a major topic of public discussion. As legal disputes and online speculation grew, various claims about events following Charlie's death began circulating. But many of those allegations have not been independently verified and should be treated with caution. Dan Merrill was hardly mentioned in most of the public conversation. As discussions surrounding Charlie Kirk's death continued, most of the attention stayed on the bigger questions, the more recognizable figures, and the growing public debate. Dan, however, said he viewed himself as simply the contractor hired to do a job. According to his public statements, when the project was first offered to him, nothing seemed unusual at first. Construction projects happen every day, and tight deadlines are nothing unusual. But Dan later said he never expected that this particular job would receive so much public attention.
Courtyard where it all happened, it's now open to the public again. There's lots of people coming here, flaking flowers, cards, things like that. The university is already making some changes. They're replacing the grass where Charlie Kirk was speaking with pavers. And there are several petitions online asking the school to make this into a permanent memorial.
Months later, that's exactly what happened. The discussion wasn't centered only on the work itself, but also on the timing, which became a major point of interest for many people. After Dan spoke publicly about the timeline, some viewers began looking at the situation from a different angle. Instead of seeing it as just another construction project, they started examining the sequence of events and how quickly everything appeared to unfold.
And as far as why Erika is lying and covering for Dan Flood, we're gonna need to get to the bottom of that. These are not little lies, these are huge lies. These are big lies. She's covering up for bad people, and it doesn't make any sense. She's welcoming bad people into the foray of Turning Point USA for money. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
Since his assassination, it's also awakened a sleeping giant. Charlie Kirk's mission and his Turning Point movement have seen tremendous support. Newsweek reports more than $6 million have poured in so far to honor Kirk and his family across various fundraising platforms. Plus, 4 of Charlie Kirk's books have rocketed up the bestseller list on Amazon. One of them, Stop in the Name of God, Why Honoring the Sabbath Will Transform Your Life, won't be released until December, but is already number 2 on the list. Also, the producer for the Charlie Kirk Show announced Turning Point has received over 32,000 inquiries to start new campus chapters. Turning Point currently has 900 official college chapters and around 1,200 high school chapters, with a presence on 3,500 total. Charlie's vision to have a Club America chapter in every high school in America, which is around 23,000, will come true much faster than he could have ever possibly imagined.
Some people also expressed the opinion that the location should have been preserved as a lasting memorial to Charlie, while others disagreed. As public attention grew, the timing of changes made to the location became a subject of debate. Some commentators questioned how quickly work was completed, while others argued there were practical reasons for moving forward. Reports and online discussions also claimed Charlie's parents became concerned about decisions made in the days following his death. But the details and motivations behind those claims remain disputed. Supporters and critics offered very different interpretations of what happened next.
Everyone is asking why I even went to the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and it was because many of the journalists in that room have attempted to dehumanize me. And I wanted to meet some of them face to face, quite frankly. Why have a conversation about me when you can have a conversation with me? So, for example, a journalist from the Daily Mail came up to me. She introduced herself, and she was very gracious. She was saying, "You look so beautiful. I'm so sorry for your loss."
During later legal proceedings, questions were raised about how responsibilities were being managed after Charlie's death. Public figures, including Candace Owens, also criticized Erika's actions and pointed to fundraising efforts and public appearances that took place shortly afterward. Those criticisms reflect the opinions of the people making them and should not be taken as established fact.
I never went on shows to talk about myself at all, actually, and that's why really everyone wrote my story before I could even tell the correct version. But I went and honored my husband with all of his obligations that he had set. And I wanted to honor him in that way. And everyone will scrutinize and analyze and they'll do all of that stuff until they're actually in the position of that person. And it's so easy to analyze someone when you really don't even know them or understand them. I don't have to explain myself. I mean, all that matters is when I come home, my baby's running into my arms.
Erika arrived after taking part in a media interview and shared a story about Charlie's feelings regarding where they lived. She said he never fully felt safe in their Scottsdale home and preferred spending time at the condo because he felt a stronger sense of community there. The timing and tone of those remarks drew mixed reactions from those in attendance. Recordings that have been described online as leaked staff meeting audio were said by some commentators to include discussions about memorial-related merchandise sales. According to those reports, Erika referred to the occasion in highly enthusiastic terms as sales increased, and she later said she was honoring her husband. These characterizations have been publicly disputed and should not be treated as established fact. Public reactions highlighted a noticeable contrast in how different family members appeared to respond after Charlie's death.
There you go.
Oh, look at all the thumbs up. Look how cute that is. Sorry, this is a little bit more informal than probably Charlie would be reacting. How sweet. I didn't know they could do that. I hate Zoom. I never like Zoom. Sorry, you guys. I just wanted to say first and foremost, my heart obviously is broken for you guys as much as it is for our family. You guys lost not only a boss, but someone that you looked up to, someone that you believed in his mission, that you also that you loved. You loved listening to his show. You loved hearing his wisdom on things. I'm sure some of you have also had very personal moments of where you sat down.
While Charlie's parents largely remained out of the spotlight, Erika continued making public appearances and carrying out leadership responsibilities within the organization. That difference in approach became a frequent topic of discussion and debate, with people drawing very different conclusions from the same events. Online discussions also revisited claims about Erika's past relationships and interactions, with some commentators pointing to old messages, photos, and social media posts as they offered their own interpretations. Those materials have been the subject of public speculation, but they do not, by themselves, establish the nature of any personal relationship or confirm the conclusions that others have suggested. Some commentators argued that these past interactions, along with resurfaced casting tapes showing a more outgoing and media-focused side of Erika, presented an image they believed differed from the more disciplined public persona she later projected.
February 13th, 2014, Jillian replied to one of Erika's tweets by saying, @Erika Francvi, gorgeous as always. A few hours later, she then tweeted, why did @Erika Francvi just send me this? Laughing emojis, and there is a photo which says, this Valentine's Day, I am going to touch your butt. Jillian posted this tweet on March 6, 2014. So Erika says, let me call you, hold on sweetheart, give me a wow. And then Jillian says, okay, and puts laughing emojis. Erika then says, sex too, but not from you, lol. Holy laughing emoji. You always make me laugh. I don't bat for the other team just yet. On March 13th, 2014, Jillian shared another screenshot of her text messages with Erika. Erika says, I forgot to tell you, hydrate tonight. No alcohol, and don't eat a lot of salty foods. You don't want to look bloated. Jillian then responds, thank you. Erika says, no alcohol. Really, Erika? Age recognition, you twat waffle. Apparently, I haven't had my coffee yet. What the hell, Erika? Laughing emoji. Well, on that bite, ... note, you Siri, come on, hashtag the struggle. What are you trying to say, laughing emoji? Spit it out, you twat waffle. On the morning of March 26, 2014, Jillian tweeted, I just want to be somebody's woman crush Wednesday. Is that too much to ask? That evening, she then tweets, thank you @Erika Francvi for making my whole week, and she shares this photo, and the photo is of a gnome, and it says, I want to be inside your lady garden.
Others, however, viewed those materials as open to interpretation rather than proof of any broader conclusion. According to public reports, Charlie's parents believed several issues deserved closer review as they sought legal decisions they felt were in their granddaughter's best interests. Court filings and public commentary reflected disagreements over judgment, priorities, and the child's future, although the parties involved have offered differing accounts of those events. Public discussion also extended to Erika's past charitable work, including questions raised by some commentators about the structure and oversight of a project in Romania. Those claims have been debated publicly and should not be treated as established fact. As legal proceedings continued, Charlie's parents asked the court to grant them responsibility for their granddaughter, while Erika continued leading Turning Point USA and making public appearances, highlighting the broader dispute over how Charlie's legacy and family responsibilities should move forward. The emergency court order reflected the court's temporary decision based on the information presented at that stage of the case. Public reporting indicated that questions were raised about the child's care and Erika's demanding professional responsibilities. But the legal process involved competing claims from the parties rather than established conclusions.
Really handsome.
You look gorgeous. Are you fixing my... I got a little bacon. Baby, that's deep in there. Give them a cleavage. People want cleavage. Showcase it.
Sells, babe.
Sells. That's me.
That's against our religion.
It's not. It's within the confines of marriage.
I was here for 5 years. I never dated here because I saw vicariously through my roommate how terrible it was. Somehow getting drinks was the replacement of having coffee and breakfast. I personally would rather have coffee or brunch with someone than going, I don't drink. I find it unproductive, not because I'm holier than whatever. I just don't operate that way. But I always thought it was very strange how she would go to drinks with one guy and then go to dinner with another. So it goes twofold here. So if you're expecting to marry someone that I was blessed with, like a Charlie, you have to be the type of woman that will attract a Charlie. Are you going to church? Are you going to Bible study?
The ruling itself did not resolve every issue in the broader dispute. The court's decision prompted strong reactions online. Some people defended Erika, arguing she was handling extraordinary responsibilities during an incredibly difficult period. Others believed the ruling reflected tensions within the family that had already become the subject of public discussion. Social media users also shared emotional opinions about the impact Charlie's death may have had on his daughter, while many comments criticized or defended Erika. Those posts represent individual viewpoints rather than verified facts, leaving many observers asking why Charlie's parents believed court intervention was necessary. The legal dispute and the public debate have left many unanswered questions. As new reports, court filings, and public statements continue to emerge, people are drawing different conclusions about the decisions that were made, the family's disagreements, and Charlie's legacy. Many details remain contested, and the full picture continues to develop. What do you think about the case? Share your thoughts in the comments, and if you want to follow future updates as more verified information becomes available, don't forget to like the video and subscribe.